Hey there, everybody. Welcome to AllAstrology. I'm Amy.
And I am G.
And we are going to be talking about the new moon eclipse that is happening on July 2nd this year.
I'm watching the cat.
The cats come into play.
All right, total solar eclipse in Cancer on July 2nd.
It's going to be at 2:16 in the afternoon. Shame on you, kitty.
She
Don't be
likes
a.
these.
She likes to play with the wires that we have and with the little Velcro thingies that we use for the wires.
Let me grab it.
Okay. Hey!
Okay.
Get down. Get down. Be a good girl.
All
Come
right.
on.
Sorry
Go.
about that.
Sorry. She was going to be bad. Okay. So it happens at 2:16 daylight savings time on Tuesday the 2nd.
Yep, July 2nd.
It happens at 10 degrees, 37 minutes in Cancer.
You're going to want to know where this occurs in your chart, okay? You've got your chart. We've given out charts. Find out, look for where Cancer is in your chart, and plot out where the 10 degrees, basically 10 degrees, 37 minutes, 10 degrees.
This is what Cancer looks like. So look for this symbol in your chart.
Yeah,
okay.
here, I'll get the example chart that we gave out in the Zodiac Starter Pack, and I'm going to show you, right? Cancer, right? That's it. That's what that looks like. And for this particular chart, that's actually going to happen
In the 7th house.
in the 7th house. You see how that looks? Right? Because we look for 10 degrees. It's right there between Jupiter and the Sun in this chart. And that's in their 7th house. And I don't have a pen. And can you grab that pen? I just wanted to make a real quick point. Right? So there it is. 10 degrees, right, would be between these 2 degrees here. You follow it back. It's happening in this particular 7th house. All right, so we went, the last video we did on the new moon, because this happens on the new moon of Cancer, right? And this is an extension of that video of explaining how can we have, I'm confused, how is it that there's a new moon and a total solar eclipse on the same day? What are you talking about? I'm confused. How does that occur?
Okay. Well, there's this strange little, let's show them the little glyph. There's a strange little glyph that shows up in your chart that's called a node, a north node.
Which one am I pointing to? You want me to point to the transiting?
Point to the transiting node.
All right, so transiting means planets on the outside of your chart, okay? You may have them there, you may not. I can't really remember, but all you need to know is that this right here is the transiting north node.
Show them what it looks like on the lower chart, what the node looks like on this bottom part up here.
Okay, hold on, Taffy came back.
Be a good girl.
So if you go to your graph, right, the north node is that one. It's really kind of hard to see, actually. We probably should draw it on the board. That is so small. Node looks like, okay? See, it's like an upside down horseshoe. It's got these little nodules, right? These little nodes on each, and then it's got the T in there because that's the true node. We don't need to go into what that's about. But anyway.
Whenever a new moon or a full moon happens right near the north node or the south node, there's going to be a south node that is going to be directly opposite the north node in your chart. So
yeah, everyone's chart. If you have this natal chart has, I'm sorry, where's their north node?
Where's the natal north node?
Up there in Leo. Their natal north node is like 6 degrees in Leo. You see that? So automatically in your chart, if you've got your Zodiac Starter Pack, if you purchased it, you can see this is in the example chart, okay? What they don't show, typically on all charts for some reason, is they don't print your south node. But what you want to do is take your natal chart. Your south node is exactly opposite of your north node. So if you know where your north node is, you know where your south node is by going to the exact opposing energy and actually literally writing it in. So on this chart, I'll go ahead and I'll write it in, although I thought you did that.
Oh, no, I did it on the other one that we printed off their way.
Yeah, see, this was the north node, right? And then it's 636, so the exact opposite of that, 636 is in Aquarius, and I wrote it in. You see, I just put a line there, and I put the upside down horseshoe with the little nodules on each side, and I put an S in there for south. I just like to do that. That way you know.
Okay, so whenever we have a new moon or a full moon that's happening within what we call orb, which means really close degrees to the north node or the south node, that's when we get an eclipse. Okay? And now we are not going to be able to see the eclipse here in the US. They are going to be able to see it in South America. But that does not mean that we are not going to be affected by the energy of the eclipse.
Nope, that comes about specifically with your chart. It has everything to do with if you have a planet or a point at 10 degrees and 37 minutes.
Or close to 10 degrees.
Within orb. So the orb means like you could have something within 8 degrees. So you could have something at 18. That's very wide, I would say.
That's very, very, very wide.
So say like this chart. Where is this? This is happening. This chart has a 13-degree sun in Cancer. So it's going to make a difference.
It's going to make a huge
There's going to be an effect
difference
on this, right?
Yeah.
You see that? They have 13 degrees Cancer.
That's only a 3-degree orb.
Right. It's a 3-degree orb.
A 3-degree difference, that's huge. That means that this chart, whatever event this is, which we have not told you what event this is.
Of solar eclipses, okay? Like, what the hell does the solar eclipse mean? Remember, find out where it happens in your chart. What house does it happen in? And so, quickly, a new job, a new place of living, a new phone, new clothing, new hairstyle, new hobby, new things, but tangible things.
Right.
Okay? Tangible things.
And especially because this is happening in the 4th, in Cancer.
That was a horn beeping, you were right.
Because it has to do with Cancer, and that has to do with the home, and it has to do with the mother, and it has to do with our emotions. It very easily could mean a new home. And because the opposite is Capricorn, it could mean a
new job.
Moving your home because of a new job.
Mm-hmm.
And so this could be setting up a new adventure for you in your life, meaning a new job that takes you to a new place in the next 6 months.
I agree. We're going to go through the houses really quickly, okay? Just to give you ideas of how this could look if you find that 10 degrees Cancer
is in a different house for you.
Right, because, different for everybody.
Yep.
So, number 1, it's the first house, right?
Right.
Our outer image, right?
Yeah.
First house has to do with the ascendant, so it's all about our appearance, our first impressions.
Right. It's our physical being.
Yeah, first impressions that others have of us. So, a new beginning, entering new environments, new experiences.
Right.
But physical environments, I would think.
Right.
Because
It's all about our
tangible.
physical, our physicality.
Material outer world. Second house.
Property, valuables, how we value things, how we value ourselves, our possessions, personal income,
Resources.
our resources.
Personal resources.
So this could be, if this affects you in your second house, this could mean a change in your income. This could mean a change in how you value your resources. It could mean a change literally in, it could literally
Got all
mean
the noises.
a change in your economic status. So watch that.
Yeah,
and be careful about how you spend your money.
Right. It says savings acquired through our own efforts and talents, personal income. It's the second house.
Just be careful about, and be aware of your money in your bank accounts.
So it's physical values. Okay, I know we always talk about the second house and we refer to our value system, but because it is a solar eclipse, it is about the material world. Okay?
Yep.
So the third house, physical things. What's the third house about, right?
Right.
Siblings.
Communication.
Communication, right. And it's going to be about the physical things of the third house. So definitely being creative, doing things with the hands, tangible things.
Right.
Okay.
Things that you creatively make with your hands. It's going to be maybe about writing.
Yep, writing, definitely.
Speaking.
Phone calls.
Yeah.
Teaching.
Yeah, teaching, absolutely. You could find that you end up having to be in a situation where you're having to give public presentations.
What about traveling,
Oh,
short travels.
You could end
That's
up
the third
having.
house.
Yeah, you could find yourself in a situation where you're having to go from place to place to place a lot. You know, depending
Transportation in general
on
too
your
as well.
Yeah, maybe for a new job you're having to travel. Maybe you're having to change locations a lot in a new job situation.
Social media, mass media,
Yeah, mass media.
media in general.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What about, let's move on to the fourth house.
Well, we've kind of covered the fourth because we know it's Cancer and this is
Home,
happening in Cancer.
family,
So it's home.
home and family. Okay, that's
Yep.
important. People who come into your home, parents, ancestors, roots, the environment you grew up in,
Right.
your upbringing.
Right.
All right, let's try the fifth house.
Well, fifth house is creativity. It's children. It's creating and procreating. So
Yeah, we had a video about that. The next,
we talked about that
right
a little
before.
bit in terms of the fourth house too. It's also fun, leisure, enjoyment. What you do, just for a lot of fun time.
Risk taking.
Risk taking.
Gambling.
It's romance. It's love. It's all kind. It's like passion, because it's Leo.
Fun, romance,
So-
dating. It also has pregnancy on this particular
I
thing
know.
I'm looking at,
I
which
was
is
like
interesting.
looking
Wow.
at that. Gambling. So
Yeah.
be careful.
Right.
Be careful with your money.
All right.
If this is happening in your fifth house, you don't want to gamble away your money.
Yeah, it might be taking a gamble on your vitality too, because the fifth house is our vitality.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's the
it
sun.
absolutely is.
So the sixth house. If the eclipse happens in your sixth house,
You could have, this could affect your health. This could, it might affect it in a good way. You may start a new
typically
healthful routine.
just so that we go through that. Typically,
Yeah,
lunar. I keep hearing, but
Solar-
solar is usually some sort of benefit.
Positive, beneficial.
because it's the sun. It gives us this
Vitality.
burst of it's usually
Yeah.
more on the positive way.
Yeah.
Even if it might not seem it at first, because it's a new thing, it's a change.
Right.
But typically, it's going to be some sort of a benefit to you. Okay,
Right.
so this is good.
You may find that you might decide to implement a new health routine that is going to be
Definitely.
beneficial
Yeah.
to you. You might find that this is a really good time to implement a new exercise routine or a more healthful way of living.
Work environment,
Your work environment might change.
Coworkers.
Your coworkers.
daily routines.
Yeah, it affects
Like your
all of
daughter,
that.
her work environment, like she's getting a new boss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like she
that's
still has the
true.
same job, but the environment's going to slightly
Right.
change. Even though her area and what she does is the same, but she's getting a new
New
boss.
boss.
So that changes things when
Right.
you have a new person above you that you work directly in contact with. That totally changes.
Right. And so there can be these shifts that happen because of an eclipse energy that are affected by these kinds of energies. What else? Let's see. What else? Maybe your daily routine at home will change.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, we have no idea.
You might start a new habit.
Yeah.
A beneficial new habit. You know, so some sort of a daily thing that you do. You maybe start walking every day.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
Or maybe you
be anything.
rearrange
Maybe
your
start-
rearrange your routine at home.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of sleeping in every day until 11 o'clock, you start getting up earlier in the morning.
Sixth
or
house is
whatever.
the house of the gardener.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe
It's
you put
summertime,
in
you know, maybe
maybe
there's
you
some
put
new-
some plants out in your
Yeah,
yard and you
might be
start
some new
growing
stuff
your
you
own. Maybe you grow some tomatoes this summer. You know, that would be really healthy.
Delish.
Yummy
All right.
too. Yeah.
Seventh house.
Okay, so that's relationships. That's close personal relationships. That's marriage relationships. That's our closest friendships.
Could be business partnerships
Could be
as well.
business partnerships. It can be. It's any kind of very, very close relationship that you have, no matter what that relationship is.
Yeah, it's a
And
committed
how you
relationship.
defined it. It's a very close committed relationship, however you define close committed relationship. It also can involve partnerships, legal obligations, contractual agreements. So your spouse, your life partner, your best friend, So maybe there's going to be a shift in that. Maybe you're going to sign a new contract with a new business partner. Maybe you will meet the new love of your life.
Yeah, that's the thing about the eclipses and what we described in that chart when we talked about the nodes. The whole thing about the node, the way to try to better, I'm going to do this at this 7th house juncture, the way to understand the eclipse and what's going away and what new is coming is that the North Node represents the new coming. Okay, that's the new thing coming in. But in order for something new to come in, something
We have to
old
let
has
go
to go
of something.
right?
We have to
We make room
release
for the new.
something old for something new to come in.
Now, did I coincidentally just bring that up when we were talking about partnerships? I don't know. Does that mean people are getting divorces? I'm not saying that at all.
No.
I'm just saying a lot of times it has to do with decisions that we made in the past, and that could be within the last 6 months, that could be a year ago, that somehow shape this new individual we could meet or the new individual we've become, therefore we attract a new individual.
Right.
And that could be different kind of pairing ups, different partnerships.
We
Doesn't
could
necessarily mean
make-
just marriage.
We could make personal decisions about how we feel about ourselves that change the kind of people that we attract to ourselves.
Definitely.
It could be that
Totally.
simple.
Yes. And that's a big
Or
deal.
that complex.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
That
So
can be
it's both.
very complicated.
Yeah, it's both. So just understand the solar eclipse is all about embracing the new that comes in. That is the goal. That's really what you want to do.
And be ready to embrace it.
Yeah, know that the new's coming and that it's not a flip. It's not a switch that just gets turned
No,
where you wake up
it's a
one
gradual thing that's
Right.
it's going to build.
day. Yes.
It's going to come to a culmination, and then all of a sudden you're just going to see that it's going to ease into your life.
This is it. Right. Right. It's part of the collective. It's kind of like you're supposed to do this. Like the collective in general is counting on you participating in this particular way.
You're going to kind of keep waking up feeling like, I need to do this. I need to do
Yes.
this.
Do
I
it.
need to do this.
Do it.
So do it.
Okay. All right. 8th house. Speaking of just go ahead and do it and contribute to the collective, the 8th house is what other people value.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the eclipse is happening in your 8th house, it could have to do, well, loans, you know? Mm-hmm. Could have to do with your partner's ventures and their prosperity.
Yeah.
They say sex with the 8th house because it's an intimate house.
It is the house of intimacy.
Doesn't have to be sexual.
No, it doesn't. It also has to do with things that are hidden.
Yes.
It can be secrets. It can be things that you prefer to keep hidden, things that you prefer to keep to yourself. It can be...
So these could be new things, right?
Yeah.
New things.
It can be transformative things that you're going through. You could be if this is happening in your 8th house, this could be transformative things that are completely changing who you are as a person and how you define yourself. So this could be a very transformative time in your life if this is happening in your 8th house.
Solar. It's solar.
It's solar, so
usually
it's gotta
you
be better.
You get some good stuff out of this.
Okay, so 9th.
So if you're having the eclipse in your 9th house, expect some new things in terms of new beliefs. Mm-hmm. Right? Because it's about
Right.
new. But the beliefs would have to be relied on something that's going to be tangible. So
Right.
something tangible is going to occur. So, maybe you're going to school.
Right.
Maybe you physically get some new books, right? Maybe you meet a
Right.
physical new, like a teacher, right?
Right.
This
You may
these
come
are physical
across a
ways to-
teacher who introduces you to some new ideas, some new ways of
Yeah,
thought.
and that could be something as simple as, wow, there's this great YouTube. There's this great YouTube channel. I like that, YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube with these two crazy women who are
right.
teaching about
and
astrology.
I'm learning all this stuff, and I'm like, damn, I got to get that astrology zodiac starter pack. That's going to be my tangible new thing. That's a great idea. Do it. That's in your 9th house. This is your signal.
So-
This is you got to get this.
I like that.
Right. It makes, but seriously though, that's connected to higher learning. And that's an example of, hey, I'm thinking of taking this new class. I'm getting some books. Like,
Right.
this could lead to this. If it's part of this eclipse, this is something you need to be doing.
Right.
Doesn't mean you're going to become a master of it within 6 months. It means this is the beginning of that phase. And it's more than just a phase. Okay, it's more than just a phase. It's an eclipse. This is
a long-term process.
This involves the collective, which means your contribution to society, to humanity, to the world.
Right.
This is part of that. Okay, so this is big. Okay. And you're going to be supported.
Number 10.
All right, number 10. Did we talk about, I'm sorry, the ninth house also was like religion and philosophy. That's important to learn.
So you may change your philosophical ideas, and you may change some of your beliefs. Your beliefs about certain things. You may come into contact with some new ways of thinking about some of your ideologies. So keep that in mind. Yes. If this is happening in your ninth house, open your mind up to different possibilities and different ways of thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. 10th house.
We talked about this because this is connected to Capricorn. Right. Capricorn is your work life in terms of your what you're doing for your profession, and this is the opposite house of Cancer. Right. So when we talk about Cancer and this happening in Cancer, this is the opposite energy. So we can go over that a little bit more, but we did talk about it in terms of structures, in terms of governmental structures, where Saturn is located right now.
Saturn rules the 10th house, so we're still talking about the same thing. So there's going to be whether it's a new job, new place, like new things in terms of your highest achievement. Maybe you actually get some recognition for something you've been working towards. You get some sort of a bonus or reward, some sort of acknowledgement, but in a material way. Right. Because this is a total solar eclipse. So it's going to be in a material way. It's going to be tangible. Right. So it has to do with career. Maybe you get a promotion. Yeah.
Maybe you finally get recognized for the work that you've been doing all along.
Yeah. How do you get that? Give me my bonus, baby. I want my bonus. So it's your social standing, traditional institutions, government. These are all 10th house issues, right? Authorities, somebody above you, somehow gives you some acknowledgement finally. Yeah. Okay?
11.
11th house.
This is our social circle,
this
our friendships.
This is the internet. This is what we're doing, astrology. This is the 11th house. Right. So if the eclipse happens there, again, I'm going to do the same thing. Get the Zodiac Starter Pack today. Like, this is it. This. That's a tangible thing, right? It has to do with groups. How do I relate with this group? And it's astrology. It's Uranus. It's thinking like that's way out there and connecting with this higher stream of energy that comes in. Right.
It's also things that are unexpected, surprising. Yes. It can be things that come out of the blue that are unexpected. It
humanitarian causes.
Yeah, totally humanitarian causes. Yes. So if this is happening in your 11th house, keep in mind this might be a really good time for you to get involved in a new humanitarian thing to do. Yes. So if you have always thought about doing some volunteer work, this is a good time to look for a way to do some volunteer work, doing something that you really care about.
New. Groups.
Absolutely.
11th house is groups. So definitely the internet, the internet in general, social media in general, it's groups. Okay, it's groups interacting in a large group.
Speaking out for those humanitarian causes in those groups.
Yes. All right.
Okay, number 12.
So that's the 12th house. That's Pisces. And so
Pisces.
Well, think of new. Remember, new. This is tricky actually because 12th house is very untangible.
It is very.
A lot of it's not
very
tangible,
intangible.
Right? It's the reverse. So music, you might write a great piece of music. You may have this.
Or you might get very interested.
Some great things.
Or you might get very interested in a new genre of a music that you've never really listened to. There's some good words here.
There are.
Charity. You might become interested in some new charity work. You might
Sacrifice is a word for Pisces as well.
Yeah,
Sacrifice.
you might also find that you
That's
might
a physical thing.
need to seek out some, if you're a very social person, this might be a good time for you to take some downtime for yourself and find some solitude.
Yes.
To get some downtime, to sort of pull yourself in.
Make time for you.
To make time for you, to maybe start doing some meditation work, to realign yourself physically and mentally, to give yourself some physical distance, to really take care of you physically and mentally. This is a really good time to do that because Pisces is very much connected to your mental well-being. So if this is happening in your 12th house, take the time to really reevaluate and put some emphasis on your own physical and mental well-being, because your physical well-being is very much tied to your mental well-being. So if you take care of this, you'll be taking care of all of it. Okay, so that would be a really important thing to do now.
Yeah. 12th house, when we think about tangible things of the 12th house, I know my brain's going back to these old
really
school words of like
don't do it.
institutions.
No,
and
don't do it.
Pulling up those old physical
Oh,
structures.
no, we want to stay away from those
We kind of
words.
do, but there's certain, like I know there's just certain things that exist that somebody might be experiencing, and how about like substances, like
Yeah,
another
you
word
gotta
for
be-
Pisces, addictive substances.
But you got
But
to
it's-
stay away from those. And you got to...
These are physical. These are physical things, so that if you have a heads up to these things, then you'll be like, okay,
Yeah,
maybe
you got to
this
steer
was-
clear of them.
Yeah. So new meaning no, don't partake in those things.
Right.
This might be the whole idea with taking care of mental health, but not
Right.
using the physical, which is why I was
Right.
kind of bringing that into it.
Yeah.
Take care of the mental the old school way. You don't need a substance to do it.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I was saying meditation.
Yeah. Healthy ways to
yoga,
go about it.
Go about doing these things in a really super healthy, healthful way. Try and pull in the 6th house energy of taking care of the physical body in a really positive way. Practical way, and tying it together with the 12th house, which is
I think crystals are a big part of this
caring
too.
for the mental.
Yeah, I think
that's
using crystals.
true.
Yeah, it's a
Using
physical, tangible thing.
Crystal energy
Yeah.
is a really good way
Yeah,
of
it's a nice
doing it.
alternative.
But doing all of those things that,
But music too, definitely sound therapy. Music. This is Pisces.
like, one of our favorite things to do in the summer is to sit out on the patio with the fountain going, with the water going, and the fire.
That's a great example.
In the
a
fire
great
pit,
example. Yeah.
and then having the wind going by,
Yeah.
and having our feet on the earth,
That's a great
and
example.
having all of
It's a
those.
nice, tangible way to just kind of
And to
detach,
reconnect.
to be somewhat isolated.
Right.
You're creating like this.
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. That makes a lot of sense.
But we're
That's a good tangible
connecting
way
to the
talk about
water,
it.
we're connecting to the fire, we're connecting to the air through the wind, and we're connecting to the earth.
So create something new for yourself.
Yeah.
And creativity. Pisces,
Yeah.
totally.
Totally.
Very creative. And music, again, a big deal.
Yeah,
Pisces comes
so
in. Maybe you go to a concert, maybe.
Yeah.
Seriously, these are just simple, practical ways of how this could look in your chart.
Yeah.
Not everybody
really-
is, Beethoven, where they're composing like these great things,
No,
It
but
could be very,
but if you spend some time really focusing on maybe putting together a really great playlist for yourself.
That's a nice practical way of talking about it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Put together the best playlist that you can that's going to really calm your spirit. That would be a really healthy way of doing it.
So remember, you want to find out where 10 degrees of Cancer is in your chart. If you don't know
Yep.
where that's at, or if you need help, or if you want advice, or you want whatever it is you need, let us know. Contact us. We'll be here to help you.
Yep.
All right, this is for the total solar eclipse in Cancer. Remember, it's about new things coming. You've released the old, and now it's time to bring in the new. And it's going to be a physical, tangible new.
Yep.
All right.
I
Till
hope
next
you
time.
guys have a great new moon for this new moon coming up, and I hope you have something really wonderful that comes your way through this eclipse energy that's going to be coming your way, and that over the next 6 months you have something that really
And let us know. Let us know. Remember this video. Go down below and, comment. Let us know. Whether you have to do it through email, let us know. We want to hear about the new events that occurred.
Yeah, we would really love to hear the new adventures that are showing up in your life.
Most definitely.
Yep.
All right. Till next time.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
one.